I'm back with another Front Row Talk podcast, the podcast with expensive opinions. This is episode 65. 65 episodes in. Before I keep going, make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, you share this video. Check the description down below for the link for my Instagram and TikTok. Before I get into this video, make sure you check the last video, 64, episode 64, where I talked about the NBA Finals. Talked about the off season as well. And yeah, now we back with another episode this week, episode 65. I feel like this is gonna be a very packed episode. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of different things. Alright, so to get straight to it, I want to talk about. I feel like everybody knows about this situation. The submarine that went to go see the Titanic. I feel like I don't really want to inform anybody. I feel like there's plenty of information that we've seen from everywhere already. But my opinion on it, it was reported that, the 5 people who went died. So, of course, my condolences to them and their families. But I feel like it's a situation that has a lot of ins and outs. I feel like there's a lot of questions that, really need to be answered in a way, or questions that I have. And not only me, but the public as well. I feel like there's certain things that didn't really make sense. It's a situation that, of course, leaves you with your head scratching. I mean, I would not pay no amount of money to go that deep in the ocean, just because I know that my life is at risk. But of course, everybody makes their own decisions. 250K was crazy though. I'm not paying 250K to go 13,000. I'm not doing that. And the fact that they was just in a small submarine, like no row seats, it was just whack. If a lot of people think that is a distraction, a lot of people think that it's just being pushed, so like people don't look elsewhere, because there's a lot of things that's going on. It could be a distraction. Like I said, I feel like everybody has a different way of thinking, a different point of view. But yeah, I would not do that. The fact that it was controlled through a remote controller, like a $30 remote controller, that's crazy. Then on top of that, they had a little bathroom. Like, it was not equipped to really, last. I don't think no human should go down that deep. And what happened. Supposedly 2 hours into the mission, they died. But then it's like they heard knocking and stuff like that the other day. So it's like there's a lot of things that like contradict itself. But like I said, I feel like there's some capping going on. I feel like it's deeper than. I feel like it's not that deep. No pun intended, because they were deep in the ocean. But I feel like it's something that that everybody should question. And if you would like to just look further into it, just because, or you may not even have to look further into it, just because it's right there in your face if you really like put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, I wouldn't do that myself. I know a lot of people wouldn't do that. And then you had like some family members, like one of the family members from one of the people that were in there that was in a concert, and it's like a bunch of stuff going on. But yeah, that just goes to show you that even if it had, or if it didn't have people, don't mess with the ocean. There's so much that we don't know about. I feel like we shouldn't even try to overstep, because we're not gonna end up it's not gonna end up being a good situation. The ocean is huge, and I feel like men are not supposed to just leave that to the sharks or whatever the case may be, because it ain't meant for us. It happened in the Titanic. It happened once again 111 years later, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's a situation, unfortunately. But yeah, just don't do it. Like, for no amount of money. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much. I don't care how bored you are. This is a prime example of why us as humans, we should really take a chill pill at times. Now, with that being said, I wish I could talk more on it, but I feel like everything is out there. I seen a bunch of TikTok videos of people informing, people having questions, doing this and that. Like I said, I have a lot of questions myself. If you have any, conspiracies or anything, just leave it down in the comment section. But to move on, I want to talk about the NBA draft. It is literally going on as I'm making this podcast, about to start or already started. I'm excited for the NBA draft. I'm excited because number one, it's being held here in New York City, if I'm not mistaken, in Brooklyn. I'm excited because it's new guys coming into the league, new talent from 1 through 5. And it's always good to see young cats come to the league, just because they could show their talent off. They could add to different. They could add to teams. And years from now they could probably be the new superstars. So that's one. Two, I want to really see Victor. He's gonna be number 1 overall draft pick. Of course, I feel like everybody knows this. He's gonna be drafted to the Spurs, if I'm not mistaken. I definitely want to see him. I want to see Scoot, the point guard. I want to see who the Warriors draft. I want to see what we do with our draft pick. If I'm not mistaken, we're 19th. Yeah, our draft pick is number 19. By the time you guys are seeing this, the draft already finished, so we should be knowing who's going where, if there's any trades being made, throughout today. But that's really it for the draft. I want to name the order as well. So for number 1, you got San Antonio Spurs. Number 2, Charlotte Hornets. Number 3, Portland Trailblazers. 4, Houston Rockets. 5, Detroit Pistons. 6, Orlando Magic. 7, Indiana Pacers. 8, Washington Wizards. 9, Utah Jazz. And 10, Dallas. And then so on. Golden State has the 19th. The Lakers have the 17th. Miami has the 18th. Brooklyn have both 21 and 22. And then so on. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, I want to see what teams do with their draft picks. I definitely want to see what my team does. And yeah. Now, this doesn't have to do with the draft day. But it's been some interesting trades being made. Bradley Beal is no longer a Washington Wizard. He's in the Phoenix Suns. He's with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. That was on Father's Day that it happened. When I seen that, I was actually really surprised, because I don't know, I feel like okay, it's more scoring, but it may not be enough for a championship. And of course it depends on how you look at the game of basketball, but I feel like you need to have some type of bench. You need to have some type of support. I still feel like they don't have no bench, so yeah, their starting 5 is gonna be good, but nobody really gonna be coming off the bench and really holding it down. So then that forces you to play your starting 5 more and more and more. And then, I mean, God forbid, but the longer you have your guys out there, at times when you don't really need to have them, or where you could afford to sit them down and bring somebody else in, it just there's a lot of things that could injuries or whatever the case may be. But I don't wish injury upon no player. So yeah, build to the Suns. That's interesting. I want to see how they work out, how they mesh. And then today, I was really shocked because I was at work. Then I see my phone and I seen a bunch of people send me that Jordan Poole was traded for Chris Paul. So Jordan Poole will be heading to the Wizards, and Chris Paul will be headed to Golden State. I found it interesting. I was kind of like bummed out a bit, just because I really like Jordan Poole. He had a great season 2 seasons ago, and then this past season, he was very questionable. But in my opinion, I feel like everybody has an off season. I don't doubt that he's gonna come back and have he's gonna come back and bounce back and do good. Especially he's on the Wizards now. He could honestly average 22, 23, 24 points per game alongside Kuminga if Kuminga stays. So, yeah, that's that. But now the reasoning on why I think Golden State traded for Chris Paul is because Chris Paul is a veteran. He may handle the second unit better than Jordan Poole, in a sense, because probably finding guys better, or like limiting some type of turnovers, making more plays, or just having more experience overall. Chris Paul could get to the line. He has a great mid-range, and his vision on the court is good. And I'm not only saying that because he's with us now. I've always been saying that. But the only thing is that come playoff time, he does get injured. So hopefully he leaves that everywhere else. Don't bring that to Golden State. But nah, all jokes aside though, him and Curry, that'll be really, really, it'll be fun to watch. Just basketball, like through a basketball point of view. Two great point guards that we've been seeing for years now. They're actually teammates. And if Golden State could somehow, some way get Chris Paul a ring, that'll be really, really tough, because that'll be Curry's fifth, but Chris Paul's first, and he could actually retire with a ring. It's something that he's been wanting to do, for many years now. So he believes he could probably do it with us. I feel like we're not done making all type of trades. Specifically talking about the 19th pick tonight, we might package that up with some other players and then make a trade, just to be more of a contending team. I feel like Golden State is focusing on being more so win now than anything else. They kind of realize that having a two timeline team doesn't really work out, as in like the young guys and then the vets. So it'll be interesting. It definitely will be interesting, and not only the Warriors but everybody else. I feel like there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's gonna happen. It may be more shockers, but Chris Paul to the Warriors is definitely a shocker. I was not thinking that at all. And yeah, that's really it. So we'll just see what happens throughout the weeks. We have a long but short summer ahead of us, so we're gonna see. Alright, last but not least, let's talk about music. So far we talked about sports, music, and then the Submarine. I don't know what to categorize that as, but music. Surprisingly, Young Thug, he had posted a barcode about a week ago on his Instagram, and it was just like a countdown that led to yesterday, but then he added an extra day, so today basically. And just so be it that he's dropping an album called Business is Business, or I think that's what it's called, because that's what he put as his Instagram caption with the with what seems to be the album cover. I'm excited. Young Thug is one of my favorite artists, rappers. Of course, he's locked up right now. He's going through whatever he's going through, But yeah, I'm excited because we're listening to Young Thug. I mean, he's a great artist in my eyes. Been doing it for years. But not only that, I want to see what he talks about, especially since he's been locked up. And I also want to see if he addresses something with Gunna. Of course, Gunna dropped the album last week, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. It was definitely a good album. But I want to see if Young Thug talks on the situation, or what he talks about overall. Supposedly, there's the rumored features is Drake, Future, Lil Uzi, Travis, and more, if I'm not mistaken. So, good features, good artists, an unexpected album. Hopefully he talks on how he feels, what he's seen. Probably he's optimistic. He probably may talk about whenever he comes out. Like I was saying, Doug might be optimistic. Just speak highly of the situation. Of course, having just one thought of the situation, which is, just knowing that he'll be out soon. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how he made this album, honestly. But of course, when you have money, when you have connections, things like that may not be that hard to achieve or accomplish. I just hope that it's a good album. Last time, well, Thug has dropped albums before. The green cover one, I think it's called So Much Fun. But last time when he dropped So Much Fun, it was a great summer. So hopefully this album comes with the same vibes. Good music, good summer. That's honestly it. I talked about the Submarine. Like I said, nobody paying me that much money to go that deep. And people like to call things conspiracies, but sometimes conspiracies actually be the truth. I don't know. It's just it's fishy. It's fishy. It's like a small submarine carrying billionaires. People who drive a lot of money, bring a lot of money to society or to whatever they whatever they do, to just be going that easily, knowing that their life is gonna be at risk. Then you go and drive it with a controller. Like, it's just too much. Like, if you really just take it however you want to take it, just know that that's how I feel about it. Then we got the NBA draft, which is going on right now. I'll be watching once I stop recording. Oh, look at that. Blazers get Scoot Henderson. Shout out Scoot too, cause Curry was mentoring him. Really giving him some gems and stuff like that. But by the time you guys are seeing this, you guys already know that. Like I said, you guys be seeing this tomorrow. And then the Thug album, hopefully you guys like it. Give me your opinion on the album. Like I said, the album will be out by the time you see this as well. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, you share this video. Make sure you check the description down below. I have the link for my Instagram and TikTok. This is episode 65, and your boy Salcita is out.